40 to 50 million tons of waste electrical and electronic equipment, WEEE, are produced worldwide each year. In France, 1.7 to 2 million tons are generated by companies and households each year. With a significant 3 to 5% increase per year, WEEE treatment and recovery is a major challenge in terms of environmental protection for the next 10 years.
WEEE is made up of materials and substances which, once the devices are no longer being used, can be hazardous to the environment. Since the decree of July 20, 2005, initiated in 2002 by the European Union, the producers, distributors and owners of electrical and electronic equipment are responsible for the collection, treatment and recycling of its waste at the end of its life.
For more than 15 years, Veolia Environmental Services has developed unique expertise in the management of industrial or household WEEE, regardless of their nature and characteristics.
Now the market leader, Veolia Environmental Services, offers its know-how to its industrial customers and distributors, which includes full traceability. With sites which all have a license for the protection of the environment, they guarantee compliance with the most stringent standards. As proof of its commitment, Veolia Environmental Services WEEE activities boast a triple certification: quality, safety, and environment. The established French and European network covering 25 countries makes it possible to provide an efficient solution to the problems of each customer via personalized commercial relationships. In addition, Veolia Environmental Services has implemented an industrial process for the management of WEEE based on 6 regional dismantling and treatment centers: Gonesse, Angers, Montpellier, Lyon, Aix-en-Provence and Metz, as well as various departmental collection platforms. Veolia Environmental Services actually bears a triple responsibility: environmental responsibility, social responsibility, economic responsibility. Prior to the treatment and recovery of your WEEE, Veolia Environmental Services offers you on-site services. We train your staff in optimizing sorting at source. Our teams disconnect, dismantle, and collect your equipment. We provide our customers with collection containers such as cardboard kits or lattice boxes. And we package your WEEE for transport. Logistically, Veolia Environmental Services fulfills your requirements with 2 solutions. Either we pick up your WEEE directly from your site, or you dispatch it to one of our regional treatment centers or collection platforms. The frequency of your collections is adapted to the WEEE volumes and storage capacity of your site. The capacity of our vehicle fleet, large volume trucks, trailers, trucks with tailgate, light vehicles, fleet truck, allows us to adapt to our customers' needs. For example, we intervene on the Continental site in Toulouse, France, within 48 hours. As soon as our customer issues a pickup request, an appointment is organized. When arriving to the site, our driver complies with Continental's access procedure. After which, he will go to Continental's internal waste drop-off center to load the WEEE. From a regulatory point of view, Continental issues our driver with a waste tracking document which will attest to the traceability and disposal of the waste. In addition, the driver is responsible for the safety protocol already signed by Continental and Veolia Environmental Services to guarantee compliance with the safety rules. Once loaded, the truck takes Continental's WEEE to the Montpellier Regional Treatment Center. Upon arrival to the Montpellier site, the truck drives under radioactivity detection scanners, after which the Veolia Environmental Services driver weighs his cargo, incoming weighing operation. During this process, he hands over the waste tracking document. The WEEE is then unloaded and the driver carries out an ongoing weighing operation to identify the total weight of his cargo and provide Continental with a contractual report. To guarantee optimal traceability for their customers, Veolia Environmental Services offers them an extranet system which provides different services: WEEE pickup request, order confirmation, downloading of WEEE disposal certificates, different reports such as waste tracking documents. Our sales administration department provides our customers with a single contact as part of the reporting of national and European contracts. Veolia Environmental Services has developed a mechanical dismantling line capable of treating all types of screens: CRT screens, flat screens such as plasma and LCD screens, and overhead projection screens such as LCOS or tri-tube screens. Ergonomics played a major role in the development process. Thus, all stations are designed and arranged for disabled workers. This equipment can dismantle roughly 200 television sets per day. The screens are unloaded and removed from the pallets, installed on a conveyor which dispatches them to manual dismantling stations. Operators remove the external packaging, plastic shells, internal connections, cables, wires, the deflection unit, and finally the cathodic ray tube. All recoverable materials, plastic shells, connections, deflection unit, are recuperated and placed on the central belt of each line, while cathodic ray tubes are reloaded and sent to specialized treatment units. Recoverable materials are separated by a sorting operator according to their category: ferrous metals, electronic cards, plastic shells, etc. Small industrial appliances are characterized by their complexity, which is a result of the composition of each device, as well as the diversity of devices to be treated. This is why Veolia Environmental Services has implemented specific mechanical processes ideally suited to this issue. Thus, Veolia Environmental Services provides its customers with total decontamination and a recycling rate in strict compliance with the regulations. On the conveyor belt, the operators remove the polluting products incompatible with the treatment process. Small electrical appliances are subsequently dispatched to cells for batch treatment in accordance with our customers' requirements. They are recuperated and loaded into the feed hopper of the disintegrator. The disintegrator facilitates the mechanical opening of the products, giving access to all polluting components. This stream is initially sorted on the magnetic separator. Ferrous elements are dispatched to the sorting cabin. Non-ferrous elements and plastics are dispatched to a filter for the extraction of small fractions, then to the eddy current equipment for the separation of plastics and non-ferrous metal. These two fractions are also directed by conveyor belts to the sorting cabin, where operators collect recoverable components, batteries, capacitors, and more generally, all other polluting products. Small fractions are dispatched to the differential shredding facility, where metal films are recovered and plastics are separated according to their particle size. Finally, the gravity separator with its fluidized bed separates the materials by product type. When it installed its large cold electrical appliance treatment unit, Veolia Environmental Services invested in cutting-edge technologies to guarantee safety, make sure CFCs are recovered with a capture rate of nearly 100%, and ultimately optimize material recovery. These objectives have now been achieved, and the facility guarantees the safe treatment of roughly 70 electrical appliances per hour, with a recovery rate of more than 94% and a CFC capture rate of around 99.5%. Large cold electrical appliances such as refrigerators used in industrial kitchens are loaded onto the conveyor belt. The first treatment phase consists of extracting and separating the oil and chlorofluorocarbons of CFCs contained in the compressor. The oil is decontaminated using an ultrasound system and sent to dedicated recycling units. CFCs are compressed and liquefied for storage in a tank prior to disposal in incineration units. On the computer table, the operators can control large cold electrical appliance decontamination and treatment phases at any time. Cold equipment subsequently undergoes a second treatment phase in an inert area, meaning the nitrogen in gaseous form replaces the ambient air. Cold equipment is dispatched to disintegrator. A rotating chain makes it possible to knock the electrical appliances together for disintegration. This highly reliable process has also the advantage of consuming very little energy. At the end of the process, the cold equipment is reduced to small mixed fractions. After the shredder, this mix is recuperated by a worm. The material is initially heated at 50 degrees Celsius, then at 70 degrees. At this stage, 90% of the CFCs are released. The separator directs the materials into two streams. Foams are directed towards a succession of worms, allowing the temperature to rise to roughly 145 degrees Celsius, thereby guaranteeing the complete or full extraction of the CFCs contained in the foam. This gas stream is then separated from the inert foam and sent to the cryocondensation unit. CFCs and other expanding gases are liquefied by lowering the temperature, while the inert foam is put into big bags. Aluminum, plastic, iron, etc. are dispatched to another belt for recovery purposes according to the type of material. Veolia Environmental Services' expertise in the WEEE domain also lies in the control of the identification, separation, and recycling of plastics. The treatment of plastics, which feature in large proportions in small industrial appliances, is often neglected because of lack of knowledge or appropriate technical solutions. When sorted using the Fourier transform infrared spectrophotometer, the plastic shells of television and computer screens are dispatched to the shredder in pallet boxes. The shells are loaded into the hopper of the shredder. The shredded fractions subsequently fall onto the conveyor belt, which transports them to the granulator. On this conveyor belt, adapted equipment detects residual ferrous and non-ferrous metals to obtain pure plastic. The granulator makes it possible to obtain plastic particles ready to be used in recycling processes as secondary raw materials. To complete its expertise in the entire WEEE treatment and recovery chain, Veolia Environmental Services has a metal recovery and cable shredding unit in Montpellier. With its pre-shredding, shredding, magnetic and gravity separation operations, Veolia Environmental Services is capable of managing distinct streams of iron, copper and plastic, thereby facilitating their recovery in specific processes. Veolia Environmental Services WEEE activity plays a preponderant role in the social and inclusive economy. We've been given the authorization to create 3 adapted companies on the national territory. Similarly, we employ 35 staff coming from social integration programs via the Micro Orange company. In total, 1/3 of our personnel come from social and inclusive economy programs. With its extensive experience in WEEE treatment, Veolia Environmental Services focuses its action on research and development to adapt its techniques and processes to the marketing of constantly evolving products. For 15 years, we've chosen to integrate this staff into our sites to ensure their training, supervision, and safety on their workstations. We provide our customers with a guarantee that their WEEE will be treated in accordance with our standards. Guaranteed treatment and disposal of the hazardous elements contained in WEEE. Optimized material recovery in economic and environmental conditions. Traceability from the collection points to the treatment and recovery methods. Veolia Environmental Services, turning waste into a resource.